We have a lot to talk about when it comes to DC and the upcoming Superman. From fundraisers for little kids to James Gunn talking about Fantastic Four to a new poster to a potential budget of what the movie could cost and what it will take for it to be successful. So let's dive in to all of it now. That's right. The first thing I want to discuss is this real outreach thing that's bring the joy of movies and Superman to kids in need. They're looking for $15,000 to bring or to take kids or take a screening of Superman or take kids to a screening of Superman for underprivileged kids who deserve a moment of movie magic. This is a fantastic movement. I hope everybody gets a chance to donate. I don't care what side of the fandom you sit on, whether you're on the side of, I hate Superman, I hate DCU, blah, 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 or if you're a fan and excited for Superman, even if you can just donate $5, this is a great cause to just help kids who, they're underprivileged, and sometimes you just need to give them a little joy. And right now, as it sits, they're at $7,500, almost at $7,600. You can see 28 people just donated, $25 from Timothy Foley. James Gunn has donated $1,000. This is a really, really cool thing to do. What better way than to take kids to see a film, a movie that is going to be all about hope, joy, excitement, and superheroes. Come on, guys. Like, this is a great thing to do. I have to say, look, if they would have decided to do it with Fantastic Four, I would still say go for it. This is an awesome thing, and I hope everybody goes to gofundme.com/f/bring the joy of movies and Superman to kids in need, all that whole thing. Yeah, you can see that there. I am going to put the link to this in the description because I really think it's important for people to do this. And again, you can donate now. If you hit donate now, you can see you can do $25, $50, $100, $150, $200. You can tip them as well. It's just a great fundraiser. I mean, it's awesome. You can do what you can do. I think it's something that everyone should do to really help just underprivileged kids. Come on. And it's not Superman if you're not, having fun and showcasing the heart and the joy. And how do you really hit that? That's with kids. This was a great behind the scenes promo because we've seen images, we've seen clips of the movie where Superman interacts with kids in the film. So they decided to showcase a behind the scenes clip of him interacting with the kids. And I love it. I think it's fantastic. I do. Like, you see him interacting with these kids in the Superman suit, hiding the Superman suit. But again, it just shows you the heart. It shows you the joy. It shows you just the fun that can be had on the set of this movie, or that they are having on the set of this movie, I should say. I have to say, look, if you can't enjoy this clip, if you can't enjoy David Corenswet encapsulating everything Superman is in front of children, then you're not being truthful with yourself. You are simply there just to hate. You want to hate this. There's no joy in your own heart. You're just there to hate everything and anything that comes from this film, no matter what it is. And it's despicable. It really is. This is a great little behind the scenes thing, just showcasing the fun and the heart and the joy that Superman can bring to children. And that's why I think that fundraiser is so important, because you can see that this is what Superman can do for kids. And for underprivileged kids, they're going to go to this movie. They're going to get them popcorn. They're going to let them see this movie. It's going to be tons of fun for them. Why not? Why not help them out? All right, let me know your guys' thoughts on all this. I'd love to hear what you have to say about the fundraiser, about this behind-the-scenes little thing here, because I think it's great. And we've seen this image, or this clip here in the trailers, the teaser and the trailer. It's fantastic. It's great. I love it. I do. All right, next up. Another new Superman poster. I think this might be my favorite one yet. I do. I've been saying this for a while. I love how they're doing like the colors in the background, like these pastel. Whoa, hitting the microphone. The pastel colors in the background. I do love that. I think it's really cool. It's really great. It's really makes Superman pop in the poster, which I do really like. And again, it just highlights who Superman is. This highlights who he is. It's colorful, it's joyful, it's exciting. I like it. But this isn't all we've gotten. Like, this past week has just been full of behind the scenes images. It's been all about Superman the past couple weeks. And remember, we talked about on this channel, it was Mike DeLuca was talking about in an article how James Gunn, they're about to roll out all this marketing stuff. This is the kind of thing that he was talking about, whether it's at Dairy Queen or other fast food chains or the behind the scenes stuff or the toys or whatever it is, the TV spots. We're getting things nonstop. Superman is in our face. There isn't a single person who is out there that probably doesn't realize or know that there's a Superman movie coming at this point. And that is what's so amazing right now, because this movie is going to do gangbusters. People are excited about it. People are seeing this. People are going to want to see this. And that's what is exciting. Now, what does that mean, though? Because, yeah, there's Fantastic World coming out the week before. Jurassic World's going to do what Jurassic World does. I think that's what we've been trying to say. I know what I've been trying to say for quite some time. Look, we know Jurassic World is a billion-dollar franchise. And while, yes, it's lost money each and every movie since the first Jurassic World came out, I think people are kind of sitting there expecting this one to hit around what the last one made, maybe a little bit more, maybe a little bit less, but probably around that $1 billion mark, depending on how good it is. Gareth Edwards is a fantastic director. We know that. We know he can make a good movie. But the question isn't so much about how much money is it going to make itself in the first week, because it has no real competition for itself. It's more, what's it going to do week 2 that could affect Superman, because Superman releases during its second week. I don't think that there's much to worry about in that second week. I think the people that are really going to want to see Jurassic World are going to go see it that first week. That second week, people who really want to see Superman are going to go see Superman. I think it's that simple. But people still want to fight about, well, what about Fantastic Four? Because that more lines up with superhero, and all that stuff. But Fantastic Four comes out 2 weeks after Superman. So there's even a little more room there. So Superman will have not 1, but 2 weeks to make up a lot of money before Fantastic Four comes out. But James Gunn says something that's really great. He goes, they come out 2 weeks after us. There's room for us both. I love my friends at Marvel. You can find whatever discussions you want to find online. I'd focus on all the positivity around the films instead of getting sucked up in online fan wars. Preach, James, preach. He's right. Look at the positivity. We're getting potentially two amazing, super fantastic films in July. That's awesome. That's awesome. I have hopes that Fantastic Four is going to be great. Superman, I have no doubt, is going to be great. That is awesome. That's exciting. I can't remember a time when we've had a July, let alone a summer, where we've had this much excitement when it comes to superhero films. It's been quite some time. So hopefully Fantastic Four lives up to the hype that there is. Because I will be ecstatic if I go to see Superman, and then when I go to see Fantastic Four, I'm just as happy and excited for coming out of the theater for what I've just seen. So, yeah, I agree with James here. Look, I have my worries about Fantastic Four. There's no doubt, because of what the MCU has kind of fallen into, the rut it's fallen into. Absolutely. With Superman, I see that it's a fresh new start, so my worries aren't as much with Superman, if I have any at all. Fantastic Four, because of the MCU's struggles over the last 5 years, yeah, I have a little more worries there. But I still hope that it's successful, and I really want it to be successful. And I think that's how people need to look at it. Instead of sitting there saying, oh man, this needs to make X amount of money, or this needs to make X amount of money, or this needs to do this needs to do that. It's kind of like, why? Like, just hope that they're both great. And if they're both great, then they're both going to make the money they need to make. There's more than enough money and more than enough room. Memorial Day weekend in May just proved that if people want to see good movies, they're going to go to the movies and see it. I've talked about this. There's more than enough money. People will go see good movies. It's that simple. But speaking of good movies, The Wrap is reportedly saying that the Superman budget is about $225 million. Well, this is a bit interesting because $225 million is what the Man of Steel budget was in 2013. Now, my belief is that Superman, this is my belief, this isn't my final estimate, this has been my thoughts on what Superman will make for quite some time. My final estimates will come about a week or so before the movie comes out. But I've been thinking that Superman will make anywhere between $700 and $800 million. That's what I've been thinking. That would be more than enough to be a success. And Warner Brothers and DC Studios' eyes, absolutely. Now, the direct here says via Wrap, Superman must cross $700 million at the global box office to be considered a success. Where are they getting this number? Now, for years and years and years, we've discussed budgets. We've discussed what it would cost a movie to be considered a success, to start making money, to be profitable, yada, 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 right? Now, typically, the quick math that we use is you take the budget of the movie, and you multiply it by 2 to 2.5 times its budget. And that's typically what the bare minimum is to make back its money before it starts making a profit. That would include, because that then includes its budget, that includes marketing, that includes theater profits, all that kind of stuff. So where are they getting this $700 million? Now, if I take a look at it, like if I do quick math here, and this isn't science, because it could be $225.3 million. We don't know the exact number, but let's say it's $225 million exact. Quick math, 2.5 times that is $562,500,000. So that would mean if we take a look at it, it would need to make $563 million basically to be a success, to start making a profit. That's if we looked at it that way. Let's go on the high end because we're seeing the marketing right now. The marketing is massive. It is crazy. It is getting pushed like crazy out there right now. So I'm sure they spent a pretty penny on marketing. Now, mind you, some of that marketing is able to be written off. Like, don't get me wrong. All of the marketing, they don't pay for all of that marketing. Some of it gets written off. That is a thing that happens. But they do pay for some of it. So I'm going to go on the high end here and say, let's times this by 3. So let's say the marketing, the theater take, everything like that, let's say it's 3%. 3% is $675 million. $675 million. So it would need to make $675 and a penny, technically, to be profitable. But we'll go on the high end. We'll round up and say $676 million is what it would need to make to be profitable. That's about what I was saying to be a success. Look, all these people that want to sit there and say, this movie needs to make $1 billion, this movie needs to make more than Man of Steel, this movie needs to do X, that Y, Z, whatever it is. Fact of the matter is, this movie needs to do what the studio wants it to do. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Yes, they want to make their money back. 100%. No studio will ever sit there and say, we don't want a movie to make money back. No studio will ever say that. But they also want it to be successful with the critics. They want it to have a great fan reception. And they want it to start off the universe great. So if it makes $600 million, if it makes $575 million, but the fans love this movie, if the critics adore this movie, and then when it comes to VOD, when it comes to owning it on digital and all that stuff, and boom, the sales are through the roof there, that'll help bolster how much money it takes. So it could take it back into that more profitable range. But that will help it, that will 100% help it continue the franchise. But Warner Brothers is struggling, Robert Slav. You can't just say they need to make money. You're not wrong. But it's also about the future of the studio. It is also about the future of the studio. Okay? Again, I'm not sitting here saying that they wanted to only make $600 million. No, they absolutely wanted to make 7, 8, 9, $1 billion. But they're not going to be completely pissed off if it makes 575, 600, 625, as long as the excitement is surrounding it and fans can't wait for Supergirl next year. There's a big difference between a movie making $575 million and everybody hates it, and $575 million and everybody loves it and can't wait for the next movie in the franchise. There is a big difference there. However, that's all for naught, because this movie is going to be great. It's going to do great financially. I have no worries about it financially. Like I said, $700 to $800 million is my current prediction. My final prediction, which is going to come out probably a week before the movie comes out, we'll see what I think it's going to be. We'll have the ticket sales numbers. We'll have the opening weekend type of numbers. We'll see what it's going to be like. It'll be interesting. Definitely be interesting. But let me know your thoughts about all this in the comments below. Love to hear what you have to say. With all that said, guys, I will catch you all later.